Hello and welcome, and in today's video I'm going to share with you the top 10 raiders according to AI. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. In at number 10 we have got the Manag, and the reason why this creature is here is because it has excellent mobility with the ability to jump and glide, making it easy to traverse different types of terrain quickly. This agility is crucial for raiding as it allows players to quickly approach and escape from targets. One of the Manag's most potent abilities is its freeze breath attack. This attack can freeze enemy creatures and players in place, making them vulnerable to follow-up attacks. It is particularly useful for disabling defenders or neutralizing turrets and defenses before a raid. The Manag is a versatile creature that can be effective in various situations. Its ability to hover and glide gives it an advantage when attacking bases with elevated structures or defending against aerial threats. The Manag also has the ability to regenerate stamina mid-air, allowing it to engage in prolonged combat or travel long distances without the need for frequent breaks. This stamina regeneration is beneficial during raids where sustained activity is required. The Manag also has a unique dodge ability that allows it to teleport short distances in any direction. This makes it highly evasive and difficult for enemies to hit, further enhancing its survivability during raids. It's essential to note that the game dynamics and creature abilities may be subject to changes throughout updates and patches. That's a nice thing to mention. I guess it is saying that because it's got its data from 2022, but you know, let's continue with the list, I guess. Next up, we have got the Wyvern, and this creature is here because they come with various elemental types, including fire, lightning, and poison. And there is also more, but it fails to mention those. Each type has a unique breath attack that deals substantial damage over a wide area. These attacks are highly effective against both structures and enemy creatures, making Wyverns formidable raiding mounts. Wyverns are flying creatures, if you couldn't tell that already, providing a significant advantage during raids. They can bypass many ground-based defenses, reach elevated structures easily, and retreat quickly if needed. Their ability to fly allows players to survey a base from above, identifying weak points or potential entry points. Wyverns are generally fast and manoeuvrable. We don't just talk about their turning circle though, it's atrocious, allowing raiders to engage and disengage quickly. This speed is advantageous when trying to avoid enemy defenses such as turrets or aggressive creatures. Wyverns also have a very high base damage output, especially when utilising their elemental breath attacks. This allows them to deal substantial damage to enemy structures and creatures, making them formidable raiding tools. The presence of a Wyvern during a raid can be intimidating to defending players. The fear of a powerful flying creature attacking can disrupt defences and create chaos among defenders. We're going to talk about what the Rhino Ganath has introduced, but obviously it doesn't really know too much of that creature's existence, so maybe it is valid that this creature's here. But as always, comment down below what you actually do think of what the AI has picked to put on this list, and obviously the script is by AI as well, if you couldn't tell that already. Next up, we have got the Spinosaurus, and this creature is here as they are very proficient swimmers, making them suitable for raids involving water-based structures or bases located near bodies of water. They can easily navigate through rivers and other aquatic areas, providing flexibility in raiding strategies. Spinos have relatively high base health pool, allowing them to withstand a significant amount of damage during raids. This makes them effective for soaking up turret fire and dealing with enemy defensives. Spinos have a strong bite attack, and their overall damage output is considerably large. This makes them very effective at dealing damage to structures and enemy creatures, aiding in the raiding process. Spinos are also very well-rounded creatures that can handle various situations. They can traverse both land and water, making them versatile in raiding scenarios, involving diverse terrain. Spinos are generally faster than some other large creatures, allowing for quicker movement during raids. Their speed can be advantageous when approaching a target, retreating or maneuvering around defensive structures. Personally, I would agree with most of the stuff there. There is definitely some better creatures for doing tanking than a Spino. For example, carb enemies can do a bit. The Stego is also not on this list, by the way, if you are thinking the Stego was going to be on the list. No, the AI did not pick out the Stego for being a great creature like that, but there is a somewhat tank which is on this list. There's kind of two of them, but there's one more notable one which obviously does come later in the list. But you know, I would say the Spino isn't a bad choice, it just maybe doesn't come to mind for me. Next up, we have got the Xenosaurus, and this creature is here as the Theory has a very high base damage output with its claws, making it effective in dealing damage to both structures and enemy creatures. Its ability to gather resources efficiently extends to harvesting enemy structures during a raid. I don't think you can harvest enemy structures like that. You can't really just hack them to bits and get resources from it, but I guess we'll go with it. Theories are also versatile creatures that can be used for various tasks, including gathering resources, fighting and raiding. The versatility makes them suitable for adapting to different raiding scenarios and requirements. While not as tanky as some other creatures like the Rex or the Giga, the Theory has a decent health pool and can withstand a fair amount of damage. This, coupled with their damage output, allows them to be effective in raiding situations. The Theory's ability to gather large amounts of resources quickly can be advantageous during a raid. It can efficiently collect resources like thatch, wood and other materials which may be needed for crafting or building. Yet not really necessary for a raid, but you know, you might need that thatch. You might be a naked zombie out there and you need that thatch. I guess maybe that's excusable there. As a herbivore, the Theory can be a good choice for raiding, as for raiding herbivore only bases or areas where carnivores may struggle to find sustenance. That's not really relevant, but okay. Theory's also relatively easier to tame compared to some other more powerful creatures like the Giga. Their lower level aggression during taming makes them more accessible to a wider range of players. Yeah, I guess so, but I think on this creature, AI got a lot of things wrong. Next up, we have got the Parasaur, and this creature has a platform side, which you'll see later in the B-roll, allowing players to build structures on its back. This makes it an excellent mobile base for carrying raiding gear, turrets, or even smaller creatures into battle. The platform saddle provides a strategic advantage for raiders, allowing for a mobile protected raiding platform. The Parasaur has a relatively high base health pool, making it durable in raiding situations. Its ability to withstand damage allows it to soak up turret fire and protect riders or structures mounted on its platform. The Parasaur has a decent weight capacity, allowing it to carry significant amounts of resources, loot or raiding equipment. This can be advantageous for transporting materials during a raid. While not the fastest creature in the game, the Parasaur has moderate movement speed, enabling it to keep up with raiding parties or quickly approach target bases. Not really sure about that one, but okay. As a herbivore, the Parasaur does not require meat for sustenance. This can be beneficial in situations where obtaining meat may be challenging or where other players want to avoid the attention of carnivores. Not really relevant again, but you know, that's the Parasaur, I guess. Again, it kind of gets things a bit wrong with the herbivores. In at number 5, we have got the Golem, and this creature is here as they have an exceptionally high base health pool, making them excellent tanking creatures. And this is actually where I would definitely agree with the AI. Their ability to withstand a significant amount of damage allows them to soak up turret fire, I don't know what FICA is, and endure attacks during raids. That's my mistake, by the way. That's not it spelling stuff wrong. It's got perfect English. The Golem's primary attack involves throwing large rocks at enemies and structures. This attack deals substantial damage over a distance, making it effective for damaging enemy structures and defences from a relatively safe position. Golems have natural armour made of rocks, which further enhances their durability. This natural armour reduces the damage they take from various sources, including firearms and melee attacks, making them even more formidable. The combination of high health, rock throw attack and natural armour makes Golems effective siege creatures. They can be used to breach enemy defence, destroy structures and disrupt defensive strategies. Golems also have a very decent weight, allowing them to carry large amounts of resources or loot required back during a raid. This can be helpful for transporting valuable items, and also they have resistance to explosive damage, making them less vulnerable to certain types of raiding tactics such as rocket attacks. This distance can be very advantageous. Largely, I'd say it's pretty decent on that one. Next up, we have got the Quetz, and this creature is here as they have a platform saddle, allowing players to build structures. Essentially, what it just said for the Golem repeated. Then also, being a flying creature, the Quetz will provide significant advantage during raids by allowing players to bypass ground-based defences and reach elevated structures. This makes it easier to survey a base, plan the attack, and avoid certain defences. The Quetzal has a very high weight capacity, allowing it to carry very heavy items, creatures, or large amounts of resources. Great for transporting after the raid is finished. The Quetzal also has very decent stamina, allowing for sustained flight and prolonged raiding activities without the need for frequent breaks. This stamina is essential for covering long distances during a raid and engaging in extended aerial combat. While not the fastest flying in the game, the Quetzal has reasonable speed. This makes it effective for quickly approaching target bases, dodging enemy fire, and evading threats. Maybe not quite to the speed that I think it's trying to get at, but sure, I guess. Also, the platform saddle allows for the placement of turrets, providing a formidable defense capability during raids. This turns the Quzo into a flying weapons platform that can be challenging for defenders to encounter. Few things wrong here with this one, but not too bad, I guess. In at number 3, we've got the Bronto. This creature is here because of the platform saddle again. Also, they have a considerably high base health pool, making them effective for tanking creatures. Their ability to absorb a substantial amount of damage attacks makes them vulnerable for soaking up turret fire. They also have a wide tail swipe attack that can deal damage to multiple structures and creatures at once. This makes them effective for clearing out smaller structures such as walls and just general defensive structures during a raid. Considering their massive size, they have a decent movement speed. Not too sure about that, but I've never found it's too awful, but sometimes it can be a little bit egregious. Also, it's relatively easier to feed compared to carnivores. I usually find it's easier to get my hands on meat than berries. That's just personal experience from me. And also, the sheer size of the Bronto can be intimidating to defenders, potentially causing chaos and disruption among defending players. This psychological impact can work in the favour of raiders, creating opportunities for successful attacks. Maybe, but this isn't really 2016 Ark anymore, so I would probably say no to that last point. In at number 2, we have got the Giga, and they have an exceptionally high base damage output, making them one of the most powerful offensive creatures in the game. Their attacks can quickly shred through structures, defenses, and enemy creatures, making them highly effective for raiding. Gigas also possess a massive health pool, making them incredibly durable. This high health allows them to soak up a substantial amount of damage, including turret fire, during raids. This ability is crucial for ensuring the Giga's survival during these intense battles. Doesn't talk about the rage meter though, which is great, I guess. And, you know, considering that last point, it doesn't really make too much sense, but hey ho, I guess. Taking more health is going to be really great for the Giga, even though it does have that rage meter. But apparently, the sheer size of the Giga can be intimidating to defenders again. The psychological impact, guys. It's all about the psychological impact. We've all been getting it wrong. Just bring the biggest creature you possibly can, and everyone will just be so scared. You physically can't, like, the people will just not be able to fight you anymore. You're just too good. You just need to psychologically impact them. It's the strat, guys. And finally, it says, while primarily known for their defensive abilities, Gigas can also be used defensively during attacks. Their ability to deal with enemy creatures and structures makes them versatile assets for raiding parties. Okay, but you did forget about the rage meter. And number 1 is the Rex, and the reason why it said it is the best raiding creature out there is because they have a very high base damage output, making them effective at dealing damage to both structures and enemy creatures during raids. Their powerful bites can quickly break down walls and other defensive structures. Also, Rexes have a substantial health pool, allowing them to withstand a significant amount of damage. This makes them effective as tanking creatures, soaking up turret fire. I don't know why I said fire again. What is wrong with me? And serving as a durable front line during raids. Compared to some other powerful raiding creatures though, like the Giga, Wretches are considered more manageable to tame. This accessibility makes them a popular choice for players who want a powerful creature without the challenges of taming more difficult creatures. Wretches are also versatile creatures that can handle various tasks, including raiding, defending, battling other creatures. They're pretty much just all under raiding really for that. Their ability to move on both land and in water, they're awful swimmers by the way, makes them adaptable for different raiding scenarios. When used in a group pack, Rexes can benefit from the pack bonus. This is not true. The AI got it wrong last time and it still gets it wrong. And it says this increases their damage output, which they're particularly effective during raids, where multiple Rexes can be coordinated for a more potent attack. Yes, more Rexes are going to deal more damage, but they do not have the pack buff. So I think it's safe to say AI has got quite a lot wrong in this video, and there's loads of creatures it has missed out on. Like, where's the Stego? The Stego should be here. And obviously the Desmodus has actually been quite a good one, and the Pteranodon needs to be here, especially for those early raids. And obviously you can comment down below your thoughts on what other creatures you think that need to be on this list, as I think its choices haven't been the greatest today. But anyway, that is the end of today's video, and I'm pretty confident AI has not put me out of a job yet, but who knows, maybe it will learn even more. As always, comment down below what's your favourite raiding creature, and put the top 10 list which you would have put here instead, and I'll see you all in the next one.